and welcome to my studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. Currently we are working on alcohol inks techniques, so let's get started with one of our videos. One of my favorite things to make with the alcohol inks is rocks, or kind of a ground looking, and I use this with my trees and flowers and stuff to make it look like a ground area. Nice thing is you can use it where there's flaws in your gourd as well, and just blends right in and brings that out. You can do it with one color of the alcohol inks, or you can do it with a combination of several different color or browns. The first thing that I like to do when I do it is we're going to cover the area that we're going to do the rock on. And so if there's any spots that's not quite covered, you're going to have this background color on it already. So I'm going to make my rocks just about that area right there. And you're just going to tap on dots. And like I said, you could use just the same color, or you can use different colors. The more you pour on, the bigger the area is going to be. Now, like this is pretty flat, so I can kind of hold it without it running too much. But if it starts taking off, you want to kind of dab it. And you can do just a few at a time. When I'm working on a more curved gourd, I just do a few at a time and then kind of let them dry. But you don't want them touching, because when they touch, they just spread into one area and you don't get all of these different individual looks. Another thing you can use is your heat gun to keep the color from spreading and get it dried. Those guys aren't quite dry, but they're not going to spread anymore, so I want a little bit more bigger rocks. So I'm just going to sit there and hold that for a second. Got one in here I can do. And you can move them around a little bit to kind of manipulate them if you want to. Don't go over that area. You want to stay in just that area that you're working with. I'm going to go ahead and hit mine with a heat gun just to go faster. You don't want to blow those and make them run. And keep them in the area you had. You also could put them on with a paintbrush, but you're not going to get as big as spread it out of an area. And you really want bigger and smaller areas. If it starts to spread on you, just kind of pick that up, and that's okay. And this is all still with that first original color that we talked about. You could do it just one color if you wanted to. I'm going to stop and switch colors here. I'm going to go from lighter to darker. See if this guy's too light, or we may go to darker color. We'll see here. You can even move it around if you want to get that little bit bigger. That guy's going to move, so we're going to pick him up. But you always can go back over them in an area, so don't worry about if one got too long. You can cover it up with something else. And we're just going to keep on doing that in layers. You even could bring your mini paintbrush in here if you wanted to and do some of this. You're not going to quite get the built up on the edges, so you want to keep it nice and wet. start it with your drop and then just move it around with your paintbrush a little bit. Don't move it too much because you want those edges. That's what gives it the rock look where the ink dries. You want to start thinking about kind of them all connecting. Come in with another color here. And just kind of hit these areas that we haven't. Have a little bit opening still. And you do as many layers as you want. I'm still leaving some of the bottom parts coming through because that's kind of another color in itself, another texture in itself. You always want to heat set your alcohol inks anyway. But then you've got that real kind of rocky looking feel to that. And that's a lot of fun. So you could leave it like that, or if you want to, we can always take our alcohol. We're using a 90% alcohol and hit that. And that'll even give it a different look. If you don't want it to bleed too much, again, hit it with your heat tool. And see, that even changed the look more. So however you feel that the rock kind of look should go. You may like it better before we sprayed it with the alcohol. You may like it better afterwards, but that's how we kind of do our rocks. Thank you so much for watching our video today. One of the great sources for alcohol inks is bluewhalearts.com, as well as your local scrapbooking section, so check those out. This is one of many of the alcohol inks techniques that we are currently doing, so make sure you check out all of our others. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be one of the first to be notified when they are out. God bless.